Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the video, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about IQ. But first I'm gonna talk about her weapon, secondary gadgets, stats, and her primary gadget. First things first, we're gonna talk about her weapons. Her weapon makes up for probably 60 or 70% of the reasons why I play IQ. Her three primary weapons, which is the AUG, the Commando 552, and the G8A1, which is basically an LMG. Although I don't consider it as an LMG, I consider it more of an assault rifle with an extended mag, because the stat of that weapon, which is a high rate of fire of 850, so it just spits out bullets. Given the fact that her damage per bullet is 37, it has almost the same damage per second output of the C8, which is and they also share somewhat of a recoil pattern, although the G8 has a lower recoil. So that gun basically spits out bullets. I mean, you can take down like a 3 armor operator with 6 shots under 20 meters. That's to the body, of course. And a lot of time you're gonna find yourself like downing enemies with like extreme speed, just like it's amazing. Like when you like see the stat or say, oh, okay, the damage is on the low side, I'm not gonna use it. But because of that high rate of fire, it just spits out bullets. A lot of the time, like I encounter 3 armor operators or like who are actually on like rock armor or whatever, and I down them easily. Sometimes I even find myself getting headshots because the recoil is like it has somewhat of a substantial vertical recoil, which ultimately leads to the head if you are aiming your chest, and because of that high rate of fire you're gonna get headshots. I like the playstyle of this gun kind of reminds me of the K10, because like almost all of a sudden get a headshot even when you did not aim for the head, which is like kind of a nice thing. And not only that, her other choices, like her other primaries, are actually solid. I love the AUG for a lot of time, but I actually did not like the somewhat like high recoil, and sometimes the it had somewhat of a side recoil. So I started to play with the LMG, the G8. And man, that gun is so much fun to use. I mean, if you want a fun gun, like if you want like a terror of a gun to play with IQ, I suggest that you play with this gun. It's so much fun to use. It's basically like the stats of that gun does not even suggest an LMG. It basically suggests an assault rifle with an extended mag, and a little bit of a damage robot, just a little bit. I mean, the R4C, which is one of the best guns in game, has a weapon damage of 41, while this gun has a weapon damage of 37. The downside to the R4C, because of that high rate of fire, you actually run out of bullets very fast. While in the GH, you actually don't, because you have a 50 round drum magazine. So I find myself in a lot of situations where I killed 1 or 2 people and I still have 20 plus 20 rounds in my gun, which I'm just like ready to actually take on 2 or even 3 other opponents. So you really like, there is a very few times where I played IQ using her LMG where I find myself actually running out of bullets and needing to reload in the middle of a firefight. Like I think one clip here, someone tried to charge me and I had 5 rounds in the gun. I hip fired, downed him, and I was able to get the kill because the gun just spits out bullets. I mean, it's amazing. So my personal suggestion is use her LMG, put a compensator on it, because you're gonna spit out bullets like everywhere. Just pre-fire everything and hip fire everything, basically. Just fire, you know, you don't have to actually acquire a target. Just fire and the gun will rub them a new one. And have fun with it. I mean, her LMG is actually very useful combined with her speed. Like, she is a very fast operator with somewhat of a tiny hitbox, so it's amazing. Now moving on to her primary gadget. Her primary gadget is actually not bad. I find myself in a lot of situations taking out cameras outside the objective through walls, or just keeping an eye on Pulse. If you can keep an eye on Pulse and seeing where he goes, or even possibly taking him out early on in the rounds, that is a huge thing to do. I actually like to use a tactic where if the roof above the objective or the floor under the objective is shootable through, I go and try to get as many gadgets as possible from down there, and while using my suppressed pistol in order to keep my location secured. And the enemy just kept like, they basically don't have any idea what's going on because there is no indication. Even if they knew, it would be too late because you already have taken out half of their gadgets. Another direct counter to her is IQ. Sorry, I mean Echo. Echo without a drone is not that great Echo, you know. If you are able to take down his drone early on in the round, you have done your team a huge favor, because sometimes a lot of Echo players don't use his drone to burst Sonic or burst blast anyone unless they have to. They just keep him there like an invisible camera and giving out callouts. If you're able to take down that drone early on in the round, especially on plant the bomb, I mean, he can't really basically, like, he can't do anything. He has to push you, and when he does, he's dead basically. Another aspect is sometimes her Valkyrie scams are very hard to find, especially if she throws one outside. So if you're able to take out that outside camera like at the start of the round, denying them the defending team information, that would be actually very beneficial to your team. Now, moving on to her second gadget, which is, I think, is the cherry on top of the cake. I thought that her grenade at first will not make her that viable. You know, I thought that she needed to to buff her primary gadget more. They need to rework or something like that. Anything. I was surprised actually, giving the fact that she is so fast and she has to clear all the objectives. She has to push first, or she has to be that like pressure. I'm gonna pressure the defending team from one side. You guys push them from the other side. We're gonna pinch them and try to take them out. As you see, like from the clip that was showing in front of you, we were like two people against four, and we did extremely well. This is what I think what it was on rank, not sure. But I mean, Glass was on the other side, keeping the enemies on the objective. I was from that side, and we pushed her. Now, how does her grenade works? Actually, her grenades work in a lot of situations. Hatches, you can push hatches with the grenades. You can actually make openings in walls just like big enough to fall through, or even go through while in prone. You can take out barbed wire. You can take out castle barricades. You can take out shields. I mean, I find myself in a lot of situations where some Capcom players put a shield, then they put their traps. I was not able to get a clear shot and take them out, so I threw a grenade and cleared the objective for my team. A lot of time, like when a shield operator, especially Montaigne, said, "Hey, I'm gonna push that angle. Can you actually take out the shield or barbed wire?" I was able to do so very easily. So all these things together make a very powerful, like a solid player, you know. Like she is that operator that if you don't know what to pick or what to do, you just pick IQ, and you know that you're gonna be on top of your game, you know. It's like, I'm not gonna like put her on the same spot as Ash, but she is a viable pick, like Ash, Habana, Bucky, Sledge, those like solid operators who you can rely on in every situation and in every map. So guys, this is it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye guys.